Hey, I'm back again. I bet you can't guess what we're going to talk about today. But there ain't no way in the world you can guess what we can talk about. I reckon it's clutches or belts. Let's talk about belts. Remember we sell what we think's the best belt. Just passed 20,000 this past week in 2 years. Don't forget us about them. Subscribe. It's a little bitty red deal right down in here on the computer. Maybe a white thing, be a link to us. If you need us, holler. Don't worry about calling. It's hard to get me on the phone these days. Send me an email. Okay. I like to bring up stuff that is causing people problems that I start to see a lot or think about, and I just think it makes for great videos, give you a visual and listing. We're not on a vehicle. This will be a little harder, but trust me, if I brought a razor in here, the angles would be suck and the lightness sucks. So I got clutches below this screen here. We're going to talk about it. Okay. So what we're going to talk about is that there are some jerky starts that are normally, from a primary problem, but there actually is some secondary issues that can cause it. And this particular deal doesn't matter what Polaris it is, non-turbo, turbo, Rangers, razors. It doesn't matter which secondary clutch. It doesn't matter. This particular deal can occur in all of it. Wow, that was loud. All right, but the one that I'm holding here is actually the one that I call the POS secondary off of the 14 through 19 Ranger 900 and 2015 RZR 900. Now, that is this clutch, but this topic is not just this. This just happens to be a clutch that fails a lot. Okay, so when a customer says, hey, I got a real jerky start, like today was a good day, made me rethink about this video. Is, hey, I had to gas on it, and it was a Ranger, but I have to gas on it, and then all of a sudden it grabs and takes off. I said, well, on your particular model, you need to check that secondary because it failed all the time. Okay, so what you look for, let me see what belt. It doesn't matter. I got belts on this table and clutches here. So here's the thing. Let me raise this up where you can look at it. A belt should be, and I'll get it right here. I apologize. Maybe I should have a vehicle. All right, something to this effect, okay? And I'll zoom in with my editing software, but it should be sticking up out of it just a little bit. Let's look maybe on this side. Kind of about like this right here. So when you take your clutch cover off, I don't care. Now the turbos is a little bit different, but every other vehicle I mentioned, the belt should be sticking up some amount. I usually say 3/16 of an inch, okay? All right, so if the belt is sitting up there where it should be, then most likely your problem is your primary clutch. And this will probably clack again, I'll just go ahead and do it. All right, now, but if you see something like this is down in there, maybe it's even worse than this, but down in it, then what that means is, and I even got this other clutch, this was a Boss clutch here, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, down in it, like so, then that means that this clutch is not closing all the way for some reason on the vehicle. It's wanting to stay open, so therefore, if the belt's down in it, you need to focus your concentration here first. What could it be? Well, it could be a lot of things. On this particular style, it could be outside rollers. You better get the helix out, check inside rollers and the helix. On this model, on this Ranger model, like I said, this POS one, this thing comes apart. There is a washer in there. If you're going to reuse it, you don't want to lose it. It goes right in here, but you're going to want to check these tracks right here. And I'm banging a lot, ain't I? Might as well start some damn music. All right, I suck at that. All right, but anyway, we got some rollers in here, and you'll want to check them. This is pretty good shape. This particular clutch is, but they do roll, so you'll want to check them. But something is keeping it from closing all the way. Could be a spring. Could be on this particular model. I've seen them. This spring, cheap little cup is broke loose spring. It's just there's just a myriad of things, and we actually have a video called How to Troubleshoot a Secondary, and so therefore you can use that video to find it. So this video is what to look for. All right, just a quickie. If our belt's at the top, like so, where we're going to focus our attention on our primary. Belt's down in it. We're going to focus our attention on our secondary. Pretty simple, but thing about it is there's so many people are calling me or emailing me, mostly emailing these days, before they ever take their clutch cover off. That is step one. You just got to get your clutch cover off. And then so step two, all right, look at where your belt is sitting with the engine off and it not running. That's step one in troubleshooting these things, and that is what this video is about. Like I said, more problems on engagement and RPM and delayed engagement is usually in your primary. However, this has come up a good bit lately. Like I said, the most problematic vehicles are the ones with this POS secondary. Number two is going to be the 16 and newer RZRs, Rangers, Generals. Only one Ranger has it. The ball style, and the least problematic that rarely gives trouble is the, I don't even know, I call it the EBS style, TAS 03, TAS 03 style. It's on 1415, XP 1000, some 08, 09 RZR 800s, 11 through 14, XP 900s, a couple other models, but that's the least problematic. My favorite clutch of all time, I shouldn't have got rid of it. All right, guys, relatively quick, not a lot of information for a lot of you guys. Trust me, this is a lot of information for a lot of people. I get requests for videos and tell me, please keep going because I'm learning. So we're trying to cover all the bases with these things. If you need me, Todd at Hunterworks.com. Don't bother this anymore, just too tough to get through. Orders at Hunterworks, got all the questions. Appreciate you guys so much.